I'm just going to go through some names now that have come up in the last few days. I want your take on some of these.
Okay, that's fine. What you got for us?
So as you've seen this morning, the big one is Luis Diaz is set to move to Liverpool. I mean, the bid has come in and it looks like it could be accepted.
Yeah, so obviously it seems to be another player that Spurs are missing out on. He was heavily linked with them over the last 7 to 10 days, and it looked like he could move from Porto to Spurs, and then all of a sudden Liverpool have came out of nowhere. It's not really, I would say, a signing I was expecting Jurgen Klopp's side to really make. I mean, but it's a great deal for them. Porto, 40 million plus 25 in bonuses. I mean, you can't complain if you're Porto looking at that. Potentially like 65 million for him. 25-year-old from Colombia. He's not half bad.
Yeah, and he also, because he's quite versatile up front, he pretty much plays all over. Is he the already made replacement for one of the Holy Trinity that could potentially leave?
I think it could be, and I think that's why they're moving for him now in this January window, so he can have like 6 months embedded into a team, and he knows the players come next season should one of them front three leave. If I
Who
was
do you think he's more likely to replace?
I would say Firmino.
Yeah, because Diaz, I think, can play sort of like false nine.
I think he's one of them where he's, like you say, very versatile in that forward position, either wing, through the middle, or even just behind the front three. So it's one of them where I think it's going to be Firmino that will suffer in the long term.
Yeah, sounds like the end is coming a bit for his Liverpool career. Well, maybe not the end, just his like starting place. Because we've already seen it like, sort of disappear with Jota having a bit of good form.
Yeah.
But moving from forward to midfielders, because I now want to talk Newcastle breaking the bank for Bruno Guimaraes. Is that how you say
it? Yeah, I think it's GUIMARAES or GUIMARES. Yeah, they're finally getting a signing in that's worth talking about. I mean, obviously they got in Trippier and Chris Wood previously, but they're not really players that you think, okay, these could make Newcastle look like a proper decent Premier League side. No offence to either of them, but they're just not really.
Yeah, but let's be honest. Chris Wood, normal sounding English name, even though he's from New Zealand. Bruno Guimaraes just sounds like a world-class superstar.
Yeah. It's definitely a signing that I think could light up Newcastle's team, and
if they're going to treat this man like he's prime Zidane.
Oh, 100%. And I think he could have a great effect on that team, and it's going to be quite hard for him to look bad in this Newcastle team, like considering the other midfielders around him.
Do you know the midfield that they have been playing the most this season? I think it's Shelvey, Longstaff. I don't know if Willock's playing consistently, but it's pretty much a similar defence to that they had when they were in the Championship last.
Jesus Christ, that isn't something you want to be seeing. I think, well, he can just come in and replace anyone. He's definitely got the talent. I mean, he was linked heavily.
I have to say, a midfielder Bruno Guimaraes and John Joe Shelvey scares me.
Hopefully not for all the good reasons. I think for all the bad reasons. But yeah, he was another one that was touted with a Premier League move before he moved from Atletico Paranaense to Lyon in the summer of 2020. It's a
We've
decent.
been seeing Arsenal linked for the whole window. What happened there?
I mean, Arsenal are another club that can't seem to get deals over the line in terms of incomings.
It appears to be in North London, because obviously Spurs apparently originally bidded for Luis Diaz as well.
But yeah, I think
the two sides are just competing to see which is the most banter at this point.
I think Spurs definitely take that crown at this minute in time.
I don't know, we need something for All or Nothing episode 6.
Well, yeah. But yeah, if we...
But, actually, that's a good segue to go for the next one, because are we going to get a scene of Callum Chambers in the office saying he wants out and goes to the mighty Aston Villa?
Yeah, I mean, where on earth did this transfer come from?
This is the Danny Ings one all over again.
It really is. Like, no one was reporting it. There's no rumours about it. And then you look, and he signed a 3.5-year deal with Aston Villa out of nowhere.
Who would have thought that Aston Villa Football Club was the real Chamber of Secrets?
I fucking hate you for that joke.
What do you mean?
Oh, I bloody hate you. I tell you what was weird though. I've been playing a bit of Football Manager 22 recently, and I started to do a new save the other day. I wasn't managing any particular club, and then Gerrard got the sack at Aston Villa, so I was like, oh, go on then, I'll take over Villa, look at him. And then Callum Chambers was already at the club, like they signed him the summer just gone, and I was like, wait, why have Aston Villa just signed, like, are they playing Football Manager in real life? This just signed Callum Chambers.
What you realise, we're playing 2014 career mode.
You really
That's
are.
what we're doing.
Coutinho, Robin Olsen in there, a young Scottish defender that nobody's heard of.
Not heard of him yet.
And now Callum Chambers, Jesus Christ. Yeah, strange signing.
I'd like to think that we're not done either, because we haven't got that defensive midfield signing that I'm hoping we get.
I don't know. With time running out, there's been nothing more on Rodrigo Bentancur other than the fact that last night it came out that apparently you had put in a €20 million bid plus bonuses to sign Bentancur, and obviously Juve want more than that. There was little links with Yves Bissouma as well. Nothing seemed to have materialised or gone any further than just rumours there.
Yeah, the whole thing's sort of dried a little bit. It was hot enough like earlier in the week. It's sort of, I don't know, it's not going anywhere, which is disturbing. I think Juve are haggling.
So in that situation, if we just have a look, we've got 3 days left of the transfer window now. Do you realistically think that you'll get someone in that position?
I'd like to think we will. Look, we could see our club can do transfer business just completely under the radar with no journalist having a clue whatsoever. So how do I know we're not discussing with Zakaria or Kamara's agents?
Well, yeah, I mean, that's definitely, I think you could be working on a deal, and like you said, with these
But Don didn't even get this.
Well, no one got this, let alone Don Fabrizio. But it's going to be interesting to see if he's kind of...
Fraud in my mind.
Also, it's not... I mean...
I'm sorry, I love you, Fabrizio, I'm sorry.
It's not even bad if you don't, because I think that team's good enough to move up the table for the rest of this season and put in a good fight.
So you say that, but look, this week we've seen a very mixed reaction towards Douglas Luiz, because there's been the rumours that a bid was put in for him as well. Douglas Luiz currently plays as the number 6. He's not really a number 6.
No.
It's not his best position. He is very much... He's a lot better when he is a bit more advanced. And we've seen he can be quite creative. He's not a number 6.
No.
And it kind of looks bad on him.
I mean, there's one where it said Arsenal had put in a bid for him, and then there was like another unnamed Premier League club had made an offer for him.
Yeah, I can't think of that. I can't think of the unnamed club. Maybe Newcastle? Would they have been brave enough to have done that?
Potentially. I mean, they're the only two I could think of. I genuinely don't know who else would put in a bid. But then there was some news.
And I don't know if it's a weird thing that I'm looking at a £30 million bid for him and going, oh, that's tempting.
I genuinely, I wouldn't reject that. I would seriously take that under strong consideration.
See, I sort of thought of that at first, but then I go, well, actually, we want a team that has good, strong depth. So even if he has to be like the first sub that comes off, that's fine. We need quality and depth at this point if we're serious about challenging.
For what?
Europe, just top 6. Like, obviously, I'm not thinking titles anytime soon.
What's about to
But we need to be challenging top six. We've got a manager who's going to have that ambition.
Yeah, I don't think you'll get there this season, but you definitely need over the next...
The start of the season was too bad for us to get there at this point.
But I think in the future that will come. Like Gerrard has a long window rather than this January window, because it's always hard to get deals done in January because no team wants to sell a player, because obviously they're wanting to have enough squad depth themselves to see out the remainder of the season. But I'm looking at this as a neutral. I think he could have left if it was a bit more, maybe 35 to 40 million an offer. I think he probably would have left.
40 million, and I think every fan would be like, oh god, we actually might have to take that, because I look at the options out there. You go, I could get a replacement for 40 million. Like Yves Bissouma.
Yeah,
just go all in.
Well, I mean, there is a lot of other situations and players that you could look at, not just Yves Bissouma.
Oh, no, like we've showed that we are pretty good. I guess the recruit was, look, we had 100 million and look what we've got with it.
Yeah, and I'm going to say
we sold. Like, it's funny when clubs start chanting Jack Grealish left because you're shit. Jack Grealish leaving us, that's actually been the best thing that could have happened. We've gone from being this supposed one-man team to quality all around us.
Yeah, and you're not, like you say, you're not heavily reliant on just that one player now, and it's obviously the results aren't working out for you at the minute. Yes, in 13th, 14th place in the table.
It's around then, but I look at the next lot of fixtures and they're all around the teams that are technically around us or below us, so it's a chance to go on a run.
It's going to be very interesting to see what Aston Villa can do over this next month, and if they can get that holding midfielder in.
Yeah, let's move on from talking Villa now. We do that enough. Yeah, the last transfer that I want in-depth opinions on, because how the hell can we not discuss Adama Traore going back to Barcelona to fulfil his destiny?
What destiny is that?
The destiny to become their next hero. Obviously, they will not be able to resist his muscle.
Sounds a bit weird out of context.
Clip that.
I mean, good move for him. He's going back to the club where his career started at. No idea why Barcelona are making this signing.
I don't see him against it. Who have they got in terms of the right wing that is good enough? If they're interested in selling their bailout, they don't have anyone then, really, when you look at it.
Sure, Ferran Torres out there?
No, but I think they look at Ferran Torres as more of a central option.
Yeah. Well,
because he plays there for Spain, doesn't he?
Adama Traore, like, he's never, like...
Oh, no, obviously, we've seen Adama Traore in action. What are Barcelona doing?
Yeah, I don't know. Like, he's not good. He's not a good player. All he's got is the strength and speed. He can't cross, he can't finish. He's absolutely useless.
You say he's useless, but I've always said that he needs the right manager with him to just instill to him, work on your finishing.
And you think Xavi can do that?
Who knows? Would people have said the same thing of Pep Guardiola?
I don't even think Pep could. Like, I genuinely don't think he can change his game that much to become this so-called better player.
But that's why there is that, but that's why you have to play to his strengths as well to get the best out of him. And look at the defending in Spain. I think he could have a pretty good time.
Yeah, I think just
maybe I'll be generous.
Maybe, but it'll be interesting to see what he can do in the final third and how well he can adapt to life in Spain.